right, let's go. What episode is this? Six.
Woo, we getting up there.
It's Inglés sin barreras. We're going. Oh no, wait, that's the opposite.
Sure.
With Rosetta Stone.
You say so.
Whatever he says, that's what I'm gonna go with.
You know, I got zero accent until I say.
Spiffy, translate for me.
I got zero accent until I gotta say something that's in Spanish. And be like Inglés sin barreras. I'm like, oh shit, he rolled them R's.
That he Guatemala.
Right? Just a second. But it's episode 6, y'all, the MikiDz Podcast.
Yes, sir.
We are fresh off the MikiDz Show.
Man.
Real quick, in case you forgot, you're just tuning in, I am MikiWAR.
Dainjazone.
DJ Rell.
And thanks for tuning in. Brought to you by DJcity.
Mm-hmm.
Although not all of our opinions and discussions reflect the company.
No,
right.
that is true. We'll say that.
Disclaimer.
A little disclaimer before we get started. But
individual
how
opinions.
we feeling, y'all?
Good.
I'm still feeling the vibes from last night.
Full of vibes.
Walshy Fire's set on the MikiDz Show. I mean, his set was dope. He really showed his age in his set. But it was a conversation that really, I think, really got our attention and was captivating. He flipped it on us. He wanted to have the question part of the set.
Yeah, we
right
really,
off the bat.
We really threw him like, we're like, no, we'll ask questions. He's like, nah.
No, let's get into
talk about it now.
Normally
now.
we do the questions at the end. In old MikiDz days, we would do the questions in the middle, but he wanted to get, and we actually, we went back to the original format.
Yeah.
A little bit.
He just wanted a discussion.
He just wanted to talk. He wanted to talk DJ stuff. He wanted to talk Caribbean stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the main things that he stressed was mic control.
Right.
And how DJs have to connect with the audience. They have to connect with the crowd. And it's such a big part. And another part of that conversation was when he goes out, he doesn't hear a lot of DJs using the mic to connect with the crowd. And I mean, I had an issue, a situation that connected with that conversation in Boston. So Saturday night, I did MikiWAR, new club inside the new Encore in Boston. And it's kind of crazy. I don't know if you guys haven't seen pictures yet. It looks like they literally picked up the Encore Casino and dropped it in Boston. The Encore Casino in Vegas.
Okay. I saw your videos. I was like, bro, you're in Vegas.
Yeah,
That's
exactly, like stop lying to us. You're in Vegas.
And, shit,
and then I was also telling Mike, I said, you got to think about it. Outside of Vegas, in the rest of America, there is nothing like a Vegas casino resort.
Yeah.
There's a lot of casinos and they look like whatever. So this is a very unique and special situation where it looks just like a Vegas property.
Well, in Macau, there's like a whole...
Out in America,
yeah.
But in Macau, yeah, in Macau, I did one club in Macau, and it looks even better than what you're seeing in Vegas. Like the money they put into it,
right?
And even Sydney has at least one casino I've been in where it looks just as good, if not better, than Vegas. But yeah, in America, you're not going to get anything like what you see in Vegas. So
right, true.
So back to MikiWAR. We have sound checks and of course sound check the music. I didn't check the mic because I know, shout out to Big Night Entertainment. This company always has their T's crossed and their I's dotted, and everything's taken care of. DJs know what they have to do. Everyone is just on the same page. So I just said, all right, it's fine. I won't need to check the mic. So I realized that their opener wasn't one of the regular openers. It was another guy that was given the opportunity to do his thing. And again, I should have checked the mics just to make sure we were good. And I didn't think, this is the second time I've actually done this, so shame on me. But I didn't think to check the mic until I dropped my intro. I was like, oh shit, I need the mic because when we get on after our intro, it's go time.
Yeah.
Get the crowd pumped, especially like whether you're doing a pure hip hop set or whether you're doing a EDM set off the bat. Connect with the crowd, right?
Yeah.
So I grabbed the mic during the intro. I'm checking and nothing's coming out. Battery, everything is just, and I'm just like, I told the guy, the point of contact, I said, yo, something's wrong with the mic. It took about 10 to 15 minutes for us to get the mics to work. And throughout that whole process, I'm like, I need a mic. I need to connect with these people. I need to talk to them. And it's like, there's just such a disconnect, even though they're singing along.
Yeah.
They're with everything I'm doing, but it still feels like there's a disconnect.
Yeah.
So for 10, 15 minutes, I felt naked. I felt out of place. But once I got the mic, we were all on the same page. And it's crazy because once I got the mic, people were turning around and looking at me like, oh, there's a DJ here. Oh, there's someone playing the music. Like, and even in that moment, I'm like, that's crazy. They know there's a DJ here. They know someone's playing the music, but they're looking at me like, oh, wow, he's back there. Like, where else would I be? There's a big ass screen and stage. Like, where else would I be? So, and that goes back to me being responsible. Like, I'm not even trying to throw the club under the bus. This to me, that's what sound check's for. This always goes back to the DJ or the DJ's manager, whoever's setting up the laptop and mic or whatever. Sound check, make sure your shit works, and then right before you get on, sound check again. You got to think at a higher level. And, safe to say I wasn't thinking like that. I had other things on my mind, obviously connected to the set. But yeah, again, very crucial to have the mic and make sure it works.
No, absolutely. I agree with you, man. Because even in my scenario, being originally from New York, that was an East Coast thing. Like, everybody was on the mic, and I was trying to ask you guys to see if when he was telling his story about how he would hear DJs do a whole set and never touch the mic. I wanted to know what city he was at. Was he mostly in LA? If it was in Miami, being that he's from Miami, or you know what I mean, or was it in New York that he spent time in New York? Because that's a huge East Coast thing. Like, DJs out on the East Coast are known to be on the mic more than anything. Right. And I think coming up for me, it was like, I don't want to do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, I didn't want to. There was times where it was good. Don't get me wrong. Like, guys on the mic murdered it, and it was just like, yo, their mic presence is stupid. Right. But there was times where it was annoying as fuck. Yeah. And I've experienced that more than when it was good. So it always came to me. For me, it always was a personal thing when I got into DJing, moving to LA and stuff. Like, I was like, I'm not trying to be on. I don't want to be on the mic that much. I'd rather let the music speak to them, let the thing talk to them. But you're right. It makes such a good, like, it's necessary. Like, you can't connect with your crowd if you don't, at least what he said, at least say hi, introduce yourself, and say thanks for coming. Right. If you don't say the least those three things, people don't know who the hell you are. So I had a scenario where, like I said, I don't get on the mic. I mean, now I'm more vocal. I use the mic more than anything. And within the last maybe year and a half, I've used the mic more than any time in my whole DJ career. But this happened a little while ago where I was DJing with one of my boys. Shout out to DJ Tadaji Lathan. And we were going back and forth, and we were doing the spot, and we had it rocking. He was doing most of the mic work. And I was getting on there, boom, 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 and bodied it. He called me the next day, and he was like, yo, you bodied that shit. Like, he was praising me and everything. And he said, but you got to get on the mic more, bro. You got to sharpen your tool. He says, if you sharpen your tool on the mic, you will probably be one, if not the best DJ in this city right now. He said, because your hands are stupid. A lot of cats can't touch you with your hands wise. But he was like, if you can get on the mic and sharpen that tool, you can get. And from there, like, it stuck with me. When the OG is telling you that, and he's praising you, and I was like, oh man, you know what? You're right, man. So when he was saying that, I was like, man, you can't be any more right. I was like, because now like you said, when you get on the mic and you just say the smallest things and you get that connection, it just enhances your set that much more. Right. It just brings your set to the next level. So it resonated a lot with me when he was talking about like your mic presence and stuff like that. Yeah. I
just want to take a second and let everybody know how important the mic is.
if we haven't stressed that enough yet.
If you haven't caught the value of mic.
Yeah. Here we go.
Just, entendre of words.
Here we go.
I mean, obviously, like, I agree with you guys. I think we all kind of grew up around the same time in our DJ careers and the culture that it was in LA, and it was so heavy on blending. And I think that also had to do with the style of music that was popular at the time. Yeah. Because now with hip hop becoming such a dominant part of many of our sets, or many parts of just top 40 culture, it's different now. And there's a lot of blend holding, and EDM was super popular when it was. And now it's different because you kind of have to walk people through the stages and energy. And, I love what Walshy had to say when he was like kind of temp checking his crowd, where it's like, if you're 25 and older, like, you know, this record, whatever, you know, you knew this record, and or go to the bathroom if you don't know this record, right? Exactly. And that to me really resonated with me, because it's like, damn, now you really get this like census of who is out in the crowd.
Exactly.
Right. And I was also talking about, shout out to DJ Franzen, man. Like, honestly, like Franny has like his Sunday nights, and he's at Dre's more than once a week.
Okay.
But he just, bro, he knows that room. He knows that space. And Walshy even calling, you know, the OGs really, it's a lost art. Yeah. And, you know, Franzen is out here like like you said, remixing records on live, you know what I mean? Putting in his own flavor, you know, connecting with the crowd, and just really like, you know, lobbing you the greatest parts of your night. Yeah. You know, one of the standout moments for me, and it wasn't even like, you know, to say the biggest part of the night, but when he's like, yo, if you're 25 and younger, you were in middle school when this record came out, and then he plays Go Hard in the Paint, and I'm like, damn, like,
I remember that
old? Like, I'm like, you know what I mean? But it resonates with you, even if you weren't in the club. Like, that moment, that record resonates with everything else. You know, I was a huge Nelly fan at the time. Yeah, Danger used to give me shit about it because it was poppy. But I mean, he'd be like, yo, I think you bought me a Vocal tank top so I could be all up in this joint.
For your birthday or something?
Yeah, you bought me a Vocal t-shirt. I remember that. You know what I'm saying? So,
I did like you back then. All right, go on.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, you know, and those were those things like, you know, I remember those moments. So, you know, when Nelly record comes on, I saw him perform, you know, not too long ago, and I'm just like, man, these are all bangers. You know, the catalog is right, and it helps connect with you, hence connecting with the crowd. So even more important now, you know, it being a lost art, there's not a lot of resources other than like, you know, YouTube or going out on the East Coast, maybe, you know, because I can't remember the last time I went out on the East Coast and like being able to like study or listen to people get on the mic. And I'm sure there's guys that kill it. Yeah. Right. Yeah, and so for me, the reference has been, you know, like a Franzen or just like even now. And this is the tricky part. And I say this respectfully, right? There's this new generation coming in, and there are guys that kill it on the mic out here in LA, and they have their style. Yeah. Right. And everybody has their style. But there also comes this like dangerous, I think, like space where you're gonna rely on that so heavy that the actual technical skill part isn't as important, and you'll never get to it.
And it becomes a crutch.
You're too busy, right? Because now it's just literally get on the mic, play the song. Yeah. Get on the mic, play the song. There's no mixing, there's no blending, there's nothing. It's just, you're just controlling, you know, an iPod. Essentially, you could do the same damn thing just between two channels and talking. Yeah. Which, hey, if you rock the crowd, all love, all good. But there's really a difference in that skill and art and being able to do it at the same time. Because I remember for a long time, I almost felt sometimes like it'd be an excuse. Like, nah, man, there's so much shit I'm doing with my hands. Like, how am I going to lift a mic and do that and all this? And then, you know, of course you start to learn, and there's a technique, and where, you know, do you put it in the pocket? Do you leave it on the side? Do you feel like there's different ways to do it? I think I leave it, I do my pocket.
I put it in the pocket.
Right or left?
Left.
Because I have my wallet in my right.
Well, you're lefty.
Well, the pants I wear, I got the right pocket's open. It doesn't button up, so it's just convenient.
You know what?
And
maybe it's time to create a mic holder.
See, you know who does
that? That's what Jazzy Jeff does.
That's what Jazzy Jeff and
the old school guys, Kid Capri, they have a mic stand.
They do a stand.
It's a writer,
in the stand,
and that is convenient.
It's convenient as fuck,
bro. It's so convenient.
You know what? Despite F6 in San Diego, they used to have one. And every time I pull up, I'm like, yo, where's the stand at?
It was the best.
You know what I'm saying? Because theirs is not wireless. It's a wired mic. So you can't put it in your back pocket. I put mine in my left because my right pocket has my wallet in it. Right? So I put it in my left. And like you said, it's accessible. So you just pull it out, boom, say what you got to say and go about it. So now when I got to put it here, then I got everybody's drinks everywhere. And I got to move drinks and then move the mic over here. And I'm like, that's where it becomes a pain in the ass.
Well, in a dark club.
And then I'm like, where's the fucking mic at? And I'm like, all right, man. So I think the mic stands would be for all you promoters or all you DJs that
put it
stage
on your
managers,
stage managers, anybody, a mic stand. Yo, you want a DJ to get on the mic a little bit more? Right. I think if you put a mic on a mic stand in front of them, where they don't, it's not in the way, but they can still get to it, even if they have to lean a little off to the side to talk on it. I think it will go a long way.
You know what I want? I want one of the OG, the boxing joints where it comes from the sky.
Oh, it comes from the down? Yo, my brother KG uses one, man.
Oh, my God. And then just let it go.
So I was going to ask you guys that. Like, how do you think, like, all right, so let's say, I guess, a turntablist DJ, right, that wants to incorporate the mic. I mean, like, someone like a Sprite or a Miles Medina or somebody that like makes their own edits.
Yeah.
They're like, and with the attention span of today's crowd, right? The youth of today's crowd, especially when we're talking about hip hop, and you got to be in and out of tracks, right?
Yeah.
Boom, 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 constantly just flying. Like, when do you find that pocket to talk on the mic? Yeah. I seen recently last week, Miles Medina and Jay Espinoza.
The 90s thing.
The 90s thing. I went to go check them out.
I had mad FOMO. I wish I was there,
man, bro. And it was like Miles, well, they both bodied it. Bodied it. And but it was two aspects of the spectrum, right? Okay. Miles on it does his thing. You guys know what Miles does. He gets on, he bodies it. He does his thing. He's doing all his wordplay, his tone play shit. And he kills it. Didn't get on the mic. Now, granted, Dynamics was there, and Dynamics would chime in on the mic and kind of do his thing on the mic. Right. And I think he just did that just to kind of like, get the crowd more engaged into it. But the crowd was there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, he didn't get on the mic, and he didn't necessarily need Dynamics to do it. Dynamics just did it because he was there and helped out. But then Jay Espinoza got on, and Jay Espinoza opened his set on the mic. Like, he got on the mic, was like, yo, I wanted to make it feel like it was real 90s in here. So I brought some Tommy Hilfiger cologne and some, like, you know what I mean? And he, like, no music was playing, dead air, and he was on the mic. And he was, he was in the mic, and he connecting. He connected. He did a dope set. He had a dope, clean set. It wasn't, like, crazy wordplay or anything like that, but it was just, he played dope music, pretty much what Walshy did last night. It was just a dope, he played good music, and he got on the mic and he was talking to him, he was connecting with his crowd. So just to see those different elements is like, how does someone that's more of a turntablist incorporate the mic a little bit more? You know what I mean? How do they find that spot without taking away from what they're doing on the turntables? Yeah. I think that is probably a difficult thing for those kind of guys.
Yeah. I think you want to show your personality, I think, the most through the mic. I think, like anything else in this world, because everything's so instant and, like, there's no real connection to anything anymore. Like, you lose, right? Like, you could listen to a record that you're like, yo, that shit's hot. By next week, you're, like, over it. Yeah. Right? So I think now more than ever, you just got to be able to connect to your crowd. And that goes for DJs or just any business or human being. Like, I think most successful businesses today have a face. Yeah. Elon Musk and Tesla. Yeah. Virgil Abloh and Off-White, or Louis Vuitton, right? Like, you got to have a connection to somebody. And I think as a DJ, more than ever, you have a responsibility to your brand to have some sort of a personality. Now, don't get me wrong. There's dudes that murder it without saying a word, right? And we all understand that. But I think to some level, like, at the end of the day, at any party, I think we have to remember that this is a joint venture. Yeah, we're in this together, right? Yeah. And so if a DJ who gets busy with his hands and does a lot of stuff, I think at the same time, given the circumstance or the level of the party, like, somebody should step up and be on the mic. There's parties like that all the time, where dudes will step up. I've walked into rooms and been in the same room, and sometimes you're kind of either on the island by yourself, and there could be people who want you to crash and burn so you don't come back. Yeah, right. Like, I'm sure we've all felt that at some level. Yeah, absolutely. And then there's times where people want to see you win, and they're going to jump on and make sure you got your shit together. Yeah. Shout out to Paris and Snapback. Like, there's always, if you're not on the mic, cool. They'll read that and they'll get on because they understand that this is a team effort to kill tonight, because it represents the venue and the party and the energy. Yeah. And then there's other nights where you walk into it and you're on your own. Yep. If you pick up the mic or you don't, that's on you. Yeah. And you just got to kind of read the circumstance, and I don't know. It's a funny situation, but definitely always sharpen your tools, because it's necessary now more than ever.
What I like to do is, because when I get into, especially with hip hop, 70 BPM hip hop, to me, that's the sing along hour. Yeah. I'm gonna play a bunch of shit you all know. And this is where I feel like I'm at my peak in connecting with the crowd. The Bodak Yellows, the anything Cardi, anything Drake around that BPM. Yeah. We all know the lyrics to it. Okay. So I'm comfortable with the left CDJ when I scratch. So I like to use my right hand to cut on the crossfader. I'm getting more comfortable with having the mic in my right hand that's on the crossfader. Okay. You got that visual? All right. So I never, when I'm in that mode with all those sing-alongs, I always have the mic in my hand and I am in and out of songs, 8 bars, 4 bars, 16, whatever, in and out. So I always have that mic in my right hand. And for those that are having a hard time figuring out what to say and how to connect, you know the words to all these songs. Yeah. You know it, right? We all know like whether it's a Cardi song or whatever, sing them, rap it. Not maybe not sing it, but rap the lyrics with them. Cut the volume. You know, whatever she says in Bodak Yellow, rap like that's like the easiest way to connect with people is like a Bodak Yellow song that everyone will turn up to, and you know the words to it. They know the words to it. That's like the easiest way to connect. So for guys that are really good with their hands and really don't know what to say, that's my advice with that. But get used to having that mic in that right hand, and do it for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, and then get away from the mic for a little bit. Because you might turn off the promoter, you might turn some people off. They may say take the mic away from him. So I think it's about being in and out with the mic. 2 situations connected to mic control had an impact on me in the past. One, doing shows with LMFAO and watch how they controlled the mic and controlled the crowd. And 2, as the EDM era, well, also part of the EDM era was like the 1, 2, 3, 4, put your fucking hand, like those were easy. That's, to me, that's the equivalent to rapping a Cardi verse. It's just saying stuff like that. Or on the build up, how you feeling out there? Just when there's no music, but it's just a build up. The second situation is, as the EDM era was phasing out and I wanted to go out in Hollywood, everything was turning more hip hop. And I couldn't help but appreciate, notice all the above. When I will go to these hip hop spots, the mic control by these DJs was on point. Like I felt like I entered into a whole new world. And then I did the math. I'm like, holy shit. It's not so much them just playing the music, because hip hop clubs, they have the most stubborn people. Agree? Right? Especially when everyone wants to stay there, look cool, stunt. No one wants to dance in Hollywood. I don't know where it's like where our listeners are from.
It's more weed than Molly. Like, let's just put it like that.
It's more weed than Molly. The music isn't exactly club friendly. Yeah. So you're not really dancing. You're just swaying. You're enjoying. It's just some shit that you will put on in your car. So when I think, I'm like, damn, these are some stubborn motherfuckers, because no one here is dancing with their hands up like the EDM stuff. So I take that into consideration, and then I think, well, how do you get them to move? And then I see the DJ handling the mic, and he's handling it like a magician. He is moving the crowd. The definition, he is moving the crowd. He's got everyone on the same page, and it's kind of like saying, yo, y'all motherfuckers are going to listen to me, and I'm going to guide you through this shit. And they listen. They react. They may not be dancing, but a good way to get a gauge is killing the volume and seeing if they're rapping to the most obvious lines. Okay, I got them. We're good. Right. They're not dancing, but we're on the same page. Exactly. Because sometimes you'll get thrown off as a DJ when they're not dancing. Am I doing a good enough job? Am I playing the right songs? Kill the volume. What's my favorite word? Okay, we're good. Everyone's on the same page. So going, like, if you're in a small city or wherever you are, go to your hip hop clubs, no matter how A-list it is, or no matter how grimy it is. Listen to those guys, even if they suck, even if they're saying too much. I promise you'll get something from them. You'll grab a piece of what they're doing. And I realized, being in LA, this is what it takes moving forward, whether I'm doing EDM friendly spots or all the above or just pure hip hop. I know I got to get on the mic. Like, it's a must. It will separate me from other DJs, other situations. I strongly feel, I did a club and the owner was standing right behind me in the booth. And I strongly feel because of the way I was working the mic along with the songs, I felt like that made an impression and got me more bookings.
Yeah.
Like, we'll never know, but if I can put my bottom dollar on it, I would do that. Another situation came to mind was you saw Just Incredible do something, and I'm not going to say what he did because I don't want to give his gems away.
His trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in Vegas, and he did something that I was like, damn, like,
yeah,
that's
the littlest thing.
It could be the smallest things.
And let's just say it could have been, it was a transition. He could have used a transition track, or he could have done what he did.
I mean, he could have been playing any record. And honestly, like, at the end of the day, what he did was literally just cut all music down, checked in with the crowd,
did a reset,
and did a reset, if you will, and came in with a record that's hasn't even been played. I mean, it came out 10 years ago, if that. Yeah. And without giving away his tricks. But it was something that made me like click, like, oh shit, like, that's a way to get people to think. I mean, you could ask the crowd any fucking question. You can ask them. Like, they are at your platform. Exactly. You can speak to them about whatever. Now, depending on how they react, will tell you how good or bad or however the crowd is, you know? And that just makes the night more fun. Does it make it successful? I think that really is gauged differently. You know, I think the other things you got to think about is, you know, the responsibility that you're sometimes given to just even cater to, you know, we do live in a bottle service world, and bottle service tends to move the needle at times, not the people on the dance floor. Like, as much as we love to look at the dance floor and gauge them as our success, the reality is the club wins, you win. Right? The more money the club makes, I think the DJ becomes more successful or desirable to want to have back. And, you know, if the dance floor is quote unquote whack because it's super hot, it's super packed, like, you can't let that take away from, look around, look at the tables. Are they having a good time? Are more bottles coming out? Right? Like, that's part of the other factor, right? When something comes out, you might know somebody at one of the tables, or you see like a spender, or you see, you know, an expensive bottle come out, you know, the natural, oh, I see big bottles, I see the 1942, I see, you know, whatever's at the bottom of the list, you know, price-wise, or top of the list price-wise. Like, you got to shout that out because it makes them feel like, damn, like, I'm getting the love. I got to do this again. Yeah. Exactly.
And it also might make the other tables feel some type of way and be like, shit, I want that shout out. I need to get that bottle too. Exactly. Now they're spending more money, and the promoters are going to be. I
mean, I've seen people do even like connect with, you know, if somebody pops a bunch of Henny, like, people dropping stick talk. Yeah. Right. Took a shot at Henny. You know? So, like, I've seen multiple DJs do stuff like that. Yeah. And I wouldn't even take it to personal if it's biting or if I gave that out, but like, that's like a general just example of how to an awareness and how to connect, right? Yeah. Like I see Hennessy, I could go to Stick Talk, or you could bring up any song that has Hennessy in it.
Exactly. Like, which is a lot.
Let me give them another gem. Cardi B, you kill the music. Where my Cardi B fans at? All the girls go crazy. Drop any Cardi B song. Cardi B. It's the easiest thing you can do for yourself, for the club.
Yeah, a lot of the shit's kind of obvious, but like, sometimes you forget about it, right?
You forget about it in the moment. You forget about it. You know, I've definitely hit that wall. Like, oh shit, what should I do here? You know, but try anything, man. Like, honestly, that's kind of how I learned to get comfortable. I just yell out random shit. Yeah. I can't tell you what I don't remember anything I've yelled out that's been random, but just whatever it takes. And if you're giving off the vibe, if you're giving off the vibe to the crowd, like, I'm having a good time. Yeah. I'm live. I'm feeling good about what I'm doing. I was gonna
say I was fucked up.
No. If you give off the energy, like, if you're not sure if your crowd's really into it or not, if you give off the energy that you're having a good time, and the party is where you're at, they're going to feel like they're missing out. And they're going to see your energy. They're going to feel like, hey, look at this dude. You know, he's really into it. Like, when the crowd is a little bit more stale, a little bit more flat than normal, that's when you really get into it, and it's a psychological thing. You also psych yourself into getting into it more and being in your zone and not overthinking it.
Yeah.
You know, I brought up the example of using Cardi. You know what else you can use is Drake. And, you know, Drake, you're going to hear a lot of him now on SiriusXM because he has his own channel.
Right.
He's going to have his own thing. So he just signed a $19 million deal.
Boy,
is that what the number was?
That's what the number is. With SiriusXM, who's also collaboration with Pandora. And this is kind of big for the DJcity fam because shout out to Phenom. You know, another thing, I'm gonna stop saying shout out. I'm gonna say big ups. Big ups to Phenom. Because Phenom is a producer of the Globalization channel. And he put this in our thread
that you're a part of. That
I'm a part of. Yeah, I do Sunday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
So it's big for you too.
Well, yeah, good attention all around. Astra, I do my set with Astra on the air. Shout out to her. Big ups to her.
Big up.
And so this is big for Sirius, and then it kind of makes you think like, damn, what's gonna happen with OVO Radio on Apple? You know,
isn't it moving? Is it no?
Like, we're assuming.
My understanding was
nothing else has been announced other than Drake just signed this deal.
I got it.
And kind of put things in perspective, like where Sirius stands next to Spotify and Apple and all these other
they're taking it serious
platforms. They're definitely serious about it, and they're not letting anything else out of Pandora's box.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
So that's all we know now. You know, Phenom sent me the thread, the quarterly numbers of Sirius, and they're doing well.
Yeah.
Their quarter two, they went up, obviously before the whole Drake news got leaked out. So be curious to see what happens next with that. Because Sirius, they also have the Diplo show.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, again, big ups to Phenom because I think he was one of the first to do something like this with Pitbull's Globalization. To my knowledge, Diplo saw it and loved it, wanted to do something like that.
Is Diplo's channel DJ based? Like, is it? Like
I don't know if it's 24/7. Like,
but they have some shows that
I know they have shows.
Yeah, they have shows that's more like on a DJ aspect.
Yeah. Our boys Fade, Five and Eric Deluxe have their own show on there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dope to see the evolution. I mean, you could argue Shade 4-5 was kind of like the first like artist base, but they weren't always about like having DJ mix shows.
No.
And so
just specific hours, traffic hours. Yeah.
And so even with Globalization, right, that when Phenom, even when I was a part of it, like it was really mix show based, and there was not a lot of like hosting or speaking or speakers. Mm. And then now they do. You know, you got your show with Crisco, and then Crisco Kids on there, and they do even do a couple shows live. And then seeing the evolution of it, you know, it's really dope. And,
nice.
SiriusXM is like a gem, man. Like it's really a gem if you want to, you know, splurge on the subscription. I think it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
You know, even on the streaming level, it makes it a little easier for some people who just like to keep everything on their phone. I think I had the subscription on the car too, and I was just like, I couldn't figure out how to connect that shit forever. I just had the streaming service on my phone. But it's definitely somewhere to check out. I can't wait to see what
I'm
they
curious to see how Drake is going to decide to run it.
I feel like everything Drake does, you really have to keep a close eye on because he's not dumb. Like, he's making big moves. This is a crazy big move. 19 million on the table. It's crazy.
How much was his win deal? Was it 10? It was like,
I don't know the actual. Well, I don't know what.
I think it was like $1 million a set. It was 4 sets.
I think it was like 8 shows, 10 million, or I don't know.
2 years
each, or
it's like a little over $1 million
for the year. For the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna butcher that, so I don't. We can
see,
look it up.
Maybe we could find it.
Yeah.
And then while he opened his phone, we'll talk about Lil Nas X.
Boy, the boy is killing. The boy is killing. I'm listen.
Broke a record.
It's funny because he tweeted, and I don't know if you guys saw this tweet. He was like, "It's crazy because a year ago, I was broke, sleeping on my sister's floor, and now I'm gay." And so I was like, I was having a conversation with my boy Andre Cox, and I was like, "Yo, you think when he announced that, you know, when he quote unquote came out that he was gay, was it more just to kind of clear the air because there was rumors going around that he was gay and he was just like, yeah, I am gay, like, or was it, I'm going to do this because it's probably going to bring more attention to me. It's probably going to bring more attention to my single. Basically doing it as a publicity stunt.
Look, man. Look, everything in this business is done strategically. All right. There were no rumors on a high surface level that he was gay.
I didn't see any rumors.
Okay, so you let's talk about the evolution of this song. He puts it out. It's like number 20 or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. It's it's doing okay. I mean, it's really good, but
right.
And then he gets kicked off the country charts, which was the best thing that happened to him. Now Billy Ray Cyrus steps in, instant number 1. Right. Okay, and it should have only had a certain amount of weeks and then dropped.
Right.
But then, oh, by the way, I'm gay.
Right.
All right. And then that takes it to another level, like
right.
Like the evolution, like he knows, like that team, they know what they're doing.
Well, you gotta remember.
And then the music video comes out in between that, which obviously always helps.
Right, that helps. Well, and keep in mind, and there's how many remixes of the song now? Like,
I think there's 3.
There's a couple, right? And then, so the other thing is, I mean, his occupation before all this was some sort of social media marketing.
Yeah.
So like, he understands the algorithm. He understands what needs to happen.
Absolutely.
And so even his way of leaking part of his EP and like the visuals he did, because having visuals and no visuals is a crazy help as it is already. And it helps your YouTube views and the different things the different ways you can monetize your catalog, right? And I mean, it's crazy. And when you really break it all down, right? He's under 21. Mm-hmm. He's a person of color. Mm-hmm. He's gay. Mm-hmm. He's a country rapper. Like, he covers all bases.
All bases. And he's likable.
Right. And the kid's hilarious.
Everybody likes him.
I mean, whether he's being serious or not.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
he's hilarious.
To be like an ultimate troll, like on social media. You know what I mean? And to get that. How can we consider him a country artist? What you know what I'm saying? Like,
and what he didn't register his album under. What did he register his album under? It was
like contemporary or something,
contemporary or alternative or something like that. So it's fucking smart, because now you're not competing against this angle or that angle. You're in your own lane and you're just gonna kill it.
Mm. He's smart, man. Like I said, like you guys said, like his marketing strategy was stupid.
Have you guys heard his mixtape Maserati that came out before all this?
No,
because
not the EP that he just released, right?
No.
One before.
So there was one in 2018. It's, I think, it might be on SoundCloud, probably, maybe not. Don't quote me on that, but it is on Dat Piff. And it was crazy because when I looked into Lil Nas X, like everybody else, right, was off Old Town Road, and you're just like, okay, it's just that one song.
Yeah,
you're telling me this kid bursted out of nowhere with that one record, and that obviously this is just me not thinking to look the rest of the internet, which is stupid. Yeah. But then, of course, recently he was hit with a $25 million lawsuit by I forgot the name of the group, but like the music group or whatever, in favor of or representing Bobby Caldwell, for a record he put on that he sampled on that mixtape, which first of all I think is complete bullshit.
Oh no, they're coming out the woodworks now. Get ready.
I mean,
lawyer up. They're coming out the woodworks, and you got money.
Look, by all means, sue him for the money he made off that mixtape, because it didn't make nothing. Probably, right? Go ahead, go for that. But 25 million and like 15 mil is what they're claiming in damages. Like, bruh.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to the music business.
Because look, I'll say some of this. I don't know how much I can speak on this because it was I guess it's private information, but whatever. At Mag Park, we got sued, okay, for an ADA compliant situation. They wanted $50,000, right? We're a small business. Like, sure, we do well, but I'm not just going to fork out 50 G's because, unfortunately, there was a situation that didn't comply with the laws for someone in a wheelchair, right? Something was off. Then we hit them back like, look, we're a small business. Like, there's no way we're giving you $50,000 because of this experience you had. Let's find a number that's suitable. So, like typical, like fortunately I had somebody in my corner, a business partner who was able to guide me through, because he's been sued a lot. And so
I got experience in this,
that
baby.
experience,
he's like, oh,
that experience, 50 G's is not a lot to some people, but in that experience, he's like, look, this is how we're gonna maneuver through it. Mm-hmm. So we offered him like 1,000 from the 50,
Jesus.
And he's just like, let's just go away, right? And at some point, we actually had to like lawyer up. So we call up our lawyers and we're figuring everything out. And for those that, haven't had a lawyer represent them, and I say this because I haven't had many or any situation where I've had to bring in like my lawyers other than paperwork.
Yeah.
Right. And which is, I'm super grateful for.
Right.
But lawyer fees add up so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Dear God.
Yep.
So at some point, there was an offer on the table for $8,000 or $9,000. And I was like, dude, go roll somewhere else. No disrespect. But okay, wow. Maybe bad choice of words.
Right.
But the point was, I could have paid him off $8,000 or whatever to $9,000 for it to just be done with. Until we were in $10,000 in lawyer fees, were we finally able to settle on a number. So like, people just go literally from place to place trying to find a problem and make money off of you. Because we were a victim of it.
Yeah.
And so all I'm saying is, sometimes you got to really like put into perspective the energy and time and the money that goes into other, facts of life, like a lawyer, that sometimes you got to just take the first opportunity you see to come out on top.
Hey man, Rick Ross, LMFAO.
Man.
Right.
Look it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
But so back to Drake's situation. Over the course of multiple years, $1 million a show. The minimum 10 shows.
So minimum 10 shows, but $1 million a show.
She doesn't say how many years, just multiple years.
Yeah.
Episode 6 in the bag?
Episode 6. Los vemos. Adios.
Yeah.
Big up.
Big up, man.